If you are hoping that gaining muscle is going to help you with women, it is not going to. And at the gym, if you're going to become more muscular, women might actually be even a little bit intimidated by you and a little bit put off by you, because that is just generally not something that they like. So if you are going to the gym hoping to socialize there with women and getting more jacked, that is just simply not going to happen. The bigger and the more muscular you'll become, the less they're actually going to be interested in communicating with you. So for me, the biggest compliment and the biggest indicator that I'm doing well is when random guys start acting weird around you and they start saying hi out of nowhere, even though like you have been going to this gym for a while now, and the same guy has also been going to the gym for a while now, and you see him on a daily basis, so normally he wouldn't really interact with you at all. But then when they start going out of their way to say hi, that's an indication that you're getting more jacked and that you're doing well. And then on top of it, there are going to be guys that you just generally talk to at the gym, and they're going to start commenting on your physique, even though you kind of have to be careful when it comes to commenting on other guys' physique, because it might come off as suspicious. But they are going to do that from time to time, and it comes from like a sincere place. It comes from just like guys noticing guys a little bit more, and also being a little bit more comfortable around guys, because like obviously if you're a girl, you're not going to ongoingly stare at a guy and overanalyze his physique. And if you're a guy, ideally you're not also going to overstare at women and like really analyze their physique. So women notice women more and guys notice not guys more. So yeah, for me, like the biggest compliment is when guys start acting weirdly around me and start noticing my progress. And that is actually starting to happen nowadays. So today I even had like two guys like comment on the fact that I look like absolutely shredded, which was cool. And it is happening more and more now as time goes by, and that is kind of like reassuring. That kind of gives me the hint that I'm most probably doing well and that I'm progressing when it comes to my training, because also you're not always going to be able to evaluate yourself all that well, because you are going to also approach this from a position of ego, and you are going to be quite emotionally attached to your progress or lack thereof. So you're not always going to be internally able to evaluate yourself properly. Like I've had situations where I'm chubby as fuck and I still feel like I'm muscular and shredded, and then sometimes when I'm muscular and shredded and I'm actually very fit, I feel like I'm out of shape. So like it is going to be very mood dependent, and you can't really rely on yourself evaluating yourself properly. So yeah, for me the biggest compliment and the nicest thing that I can ever get is when random guys start noticing you, and random guys start noticing the fact that you've improved, and that you've improved to the extent where they feel like they need to comment on it. That's always a very good, very nice feeling to have. Okay, other than that, about today. Today was actually already quite good. So yesterday I had a rough day. Yesterday my mood was like absolutely dog shit. And today I woke up kind of prepared that today is also going to be a shitty day and that my mood is going to be absolute dog shit. But today was actually fairly chill. And I still had my ups and downs, and there were still moments where I got a little bit annoyed, and there were still moments where I was being a little bit weird. But overall, today was already significantly more calm. And then on top of it, I also had a amazing gym session, which is always helpful. And I'm also increasing the food a little bit. So I'm still being very reasonable with the amounts of food that I eat. And I'm still not really overeating. I'm probably a little bit below maintenance. But the fact that I went from basically starving myself to eating a reasonable amount of food helps significantly when it comes to like just managing myself. It is a double-edged sword when it comes to dieting, because I like myself the most when I'm starving myself visually, because you're just like shredded and you look amazing, but you feel the worst. Like you can't really do anything, you can't really go out, you can't really function as a normal human being, because the only thing that you're thinking about on a daily basis when you're starving yourself is, well, to stop starving yourself, to consume food, as surprising as that is. So yeah, I'm enjoying the fact that I'm increasing the calories again. And it is going to be a very nice end of summer, I feel like, because if I'm going to be able to keep it in this sort of a way where I don't eat too much, but I eat enough to feel good, and if I'm going to be able to balance it in this sort of a way, I feel like I'm going to be making a lot of progress and feeling quite good at the gym, while also staying lean and staying fairly fit. So that is going to be the goal for the next couple of months at least. But yeah, other than that, today was a very normal, casual day. It's a little bit difficult at the beginning of the day, to be completely honest, because I always go into the office and I always have a lot of stuff that I need to do, and it's mixed. Sometimes I feel great and I want to communicate with people. Sometimes I don't feel like talking to people at all. And well, a bad thing for me is sometimes I'm forced to talk to people, and sometimes I have to participate in meetings and do shit like that. And meetings are kind of okay because it's like a forced kind of a scenario where you need to talk to people and you're kind of like mobilized and ready to talk to people because you're almost like performing in front of people when you have to lead a meeting. But then when it comes to like casual conversation and just like chit-chatting with coworkers, that is a little bit mixed. Sometimes I feel like a little bit more talkative, and sometimes I feel like I want to talk, and then sometimes I feel like I want to ignore everyone and anything, and I don't even make eye contact with people. I wonder what is it that the people in the office think about me. I feel like they probably think that I'm like mildly autistic, because I would have moments where I'm okay and when I talk to people, and then there are moments when I avoid talking to people and I don't really want to communicate with anyone. And I'm sure the people notice that because they even notice like the stuff that I wear, which is odd. They would sometimes comment on the fact that like I wear all white. So like there was this period of time where I was wearing basically like white pants plus a white shirt, and they would like constantly comment on it. And then as soon as I changed colors, like they would notice that as well. So yeah, it's weird. Like an office environment is a weird place to be in because people are just going to be like very hyper fixated, and it's kind of like a small forced bubble of people communicating, and that leads to a lot of gossip, to a lot of all sorts of weird power dynamics. So it is an odd place. I like it, and it's functional, and I do enjoy the environment somehow, but also there are some downsides when it comes to these sorts of environments because it becomes a little bit too tight. People are too close together. People have to spend 8 hours a day, every single day, basically kind of like in a cramped little space. So it does become a little bit weird over time. Okay, other than that, I guess there is nothing more to say for today. So thank you guys for watching the video, and see you guys tomorrow.